CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Connor Hogg.
Good evening. Edmonton Transit is reviewing its park and ride performance at this year's Heritage Festival. A busy Monday had some attendees waiting on buses longer than expected. Slow bus access has been an issue in recent years as more people come out to the festival. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
It was a weekend to remember as the city's biggest festival returned to its renovated home at Royal Park August long. That is, once you actually got there.
Once you get in, it's all good. But the thing is, you have to take two hours to get in.
There's no parking at Horlac during the festival, but there was a drop-off zone for private vehicles, taxis, and ride shares. Edmonton Transit says it shuttled about 60,000 people to the Heritage Festival over 3 days. All of it through the park's only entrance by road.
Like I have some volunteer, they were late for 2 hours and then because of the busing.
Those delays happened on a sunny Monday after storms cut the first 2 days short. Organizers say 100,000 people came out that day. About 1/3 of them took a bus.
And they really pulled off what I think was a really good service. I understand there were some challenges, and I think those challenges are to be expected when just that amount of people are trying to access an event all at once.
Park and Ride has dealt with high demand for Heritage Fest before. A single-day attendance record was set in 2017 when 370,000 people showed up. More than 90% of them took the bus, many baking in the sun while stuck in traffic on Grote Road. Since then, certain streets nearby have been bus-only, and passengers now pay when they park, not while boarding. ETS is reviewing this year's performance to see what else could be improved.
We can add more buses to this service. Having that dedicated bus priority lane for those buses to move in and out is really helpful. We can look at changing the frequency of our park and ride support. There's lots of tools in the toolbox.
Horlac Park will be busy again 2 weekends from now as the Women's Canadian Open takes over the neighboring Royal Mayfair Golf Club. Many of the 10,000 to 15,000 daily fans are expected to take private shuttles from the university. The golf tournament is not using ETS. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta's police watchdog has cleared a Parkland RCMP officer in the death of a man at the River Cree. Last June, officers were called to the River Cree for a man in mental distress. ACERT says officers were unable to get inside his third-story room. The man eventually broke a window and jumped to the balcony on the second floor while holding an ironing board and a shard of glass. An officer warned he would be shocked with a conducted energy weapon if he didn't stop breaking windows. The officer used the weapon and the man fell down. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. An autopsy shows he died of cardiorespiratory arrest due to cocaine. ACERT says the officer's use of force was justified and played no part in the death. Environment Canada's new weather alert system was put to the test almost immediately as a severe storm rolled through southern Alberta. People in Claresholm are cleaning up after baseball-sized hail, heavy rain, and strong wind caused extensive damage. CTV's Tyson Fedor has more.
Gilbert Gong and his family have placed dishware, buckets and bowls on their kitchen floor to catch rainwater dripping in from their roof. Their home and 3 vehicles were severely damaged by the storm. Gong saying that he received Environment and Climate Change Canada's new weather alert, but did not think much of it until the hail started 15 minutes later. The family's living room window, only installed 4 years ago, was shattered and their roof now needs repairing. Around town, trees lay in the road while cleanup efforts are underway. Some localized flooding occurred due to clogged drains. Gong says he has never seen a storm as severe as this.
I've been here like 16 years. There's a hail, but just a small hail. It doesn't damage. Like, this is the first time that we experience this. It's just a mother nature, so it is what it is. So lucky we have insurance to, that fix all this, but it is what it is.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says it will take at least a month to determine the estimated costs of claims for this community. At this point, no injuries have been reported.
The Royal Alexandra Hospital says it's leading the way in hernia repair in Canada. CTV's Noah Rashog has more on a new program the hospital hopes will help train doctors from coast to coast.
And I felt like there was hope, like I had hope.
Corey Coyne is a big hugger.
I am a huggy person. I am.
But after she developed a hernia the size of a basketball, she lost that ability.
I felt like how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to live on major painkillers for the rest of my life and adjust the way that I live.
A hernia is when internal organs break through the abdominal wall and begin to push up against the skin, causing immense discomfort and digestive issues.
I went from somebody who had a very full life to somebody who did nothing. I went to work. That is something that I continue to do, but that's the only thing that I continue to do.
Coyne was initially told nothing could be done.
But these more complex incisional hernias are in unusual places and places where not every surgeon operates very frequently. It's also in places that sometimes you don't have the slack to close the hernias back up.
At her lowest, she contacted the Royal Alexandra Hospital's CHARGE program.
In 2021, 5 surgeons collectively started this program known as CHARGE, or Complex Hernia and Abdominal Reconstruction Group of Edmonton. And we really wanted to serve people with these really debilitating hernias and do right by them by fixing their hernias.
Using a specialized mesh, they're able to repair the damage to the abdominal wall.
You have your six-pack muscles, your rectus muscles, if you will, and then your obliques and transverse abdominis muscles off the side, and we're manipulating them such that we can move them around, shift them together, and put a big, massive piece of mesh that kind of covers your whole abdominal area.
CHARGE has gotten dozens of referrals as the word spreads. The program also aims to train surgeons from across the country to expand access to this kind of care so that patients like Coyne can hug their loved ones again.
You did! You did! You saved my life!
Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
A new tracking website is monitoring harmful algal blooms in some Alberta lakes during peak season. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more on why researchers say it will help with climate change research.
Blue-green algae blooms are something you want to avoid on the water.
Harmful algal blooms can be smelly, they can be toxic, they can be unsightly.
A new website is now tracking the blooms at a handful of Alberta lakes in near real time.
Using a satellite-based approach, it gives you whole lake numbers integrated over the entire lake surface as opposed to just a spot water sample.
The Alberta Lake Management Society and other researchers have been gathering data for years. Right now, they're tracking 6 recreational lakes in the province, chosen for their different characteristics.
So we have lakes with really clear water and we have lakes with really green water. And we wanted our project to span that whole spectrum.
All the lakes differ in how bad historically their blooms have been.
Cyanobacteria is toxic to people, livestock, and pets. Alberta Health Services has dozens of advisories currently in place, which includes Lac St. Anne County.
We have advisories for 7 of our lakes in our county right now. And that is not uncommon each year.
Blooms can quickly spread within days. The county's Reeve says being able to track them as they develop will help locals and visitors alike.
That is good for your livestock if you're a farmer, and if your pets, certainly, then you could let them swim in there possibly.
You might just make a decision to head to a different beach on that lake, or you might make a decision to boat out to a location on the lake that's a little bit cleaner.
Algal bloom season ends early October. Researchers hope to eventually include all of Alberta's lakes on the site. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Crop damage claims are piling up in our province after a summer of heavy rain and strong winds. The Agriculture Financial Services Corporation says, not counting the final 3 days of July, it's received more than 2,600 outstanding incidents for that month alone. Adjusters say they're working through the backlog. Farmers and ranchers impacted by the damage can speed up their claims by inspecting their fields immediately after a storm. It's also recommended to sign up for the AFSC notification system, which alerts producers to approaching storm activity. Alberta RCMP say they'll soon be sporting a new, more modern look. Starting Saturday, you'll start to see less of the old light gray and more of these new navy blue uniforms. More officers will also be able to wear branded ball caps. Alberta RCMP say the new look is part of a push to modernize the service. The new blue shirts are designed to be stronger, more comfortable to wear, and more cost efficient.
These ones here had the gray, and you had the undershirt here. With the newer ones, they've integrated that and they've changed colors. So we're looking at navy blue now. I look better in darker colors too, unless they go purple. Then that's a whole other story.
RCMP say there will be a period of transition time where officers may be wearing either the new or old uniforms. Cruisers are also being redesigned. A Calgary dog adoption agency is under investigation for claims it's forcing an unhealthy and unsafe diet on foster families. The Calgary Humane Society is looking into CB Rescue Foundation and its strict dieting protocol that includes tropical fruits and full days of fasting. CTV's Tim Brooke has more on the agency claiming it can make dogs live longer and even cure cancer.
If you want to adopt one of the many dogs available through CB Rescue Foundation, you'll need to agree to a natural feeding protocol. In fact, if you don't follow the agency's suggested diet, you won't be approved. The strict order came as a surprise to Kira Prithapal, who wanted to adopt Darla.
The more I was researching, the more I was putting together, the more I was digging through the Facebook group I got added to, the more information I was coming across, the more scary it was starting to get.
Prithapal says she was sent this CB Rescue feeding material. The diets inside prominently feature days of exclusively tropical fruit or just meats, and then periods of fasting. In a 2022 video, founder Belinda Morrison went into more detail.
Actually, I have a dog that had cancer, and then we cured him of cancer because of this diet. So that's why I practice what I preach.
In an online CB Natural Dog Diet group, Prithapal claims Morrison told potential foster parents grapes are a favorite of dogs and lead to better health. And when asked if dogs were supposed to eat grapes and raisins, Morrison allegedly typed that it was a myth.
The recommendation from a veterinary standpoint is that if you know that your dog has ingested any grapes, to seek veterinary guidance. It could potentially be fatal.
This veterinarian reviewed CB Rescue's feeding plan, which is largely available on its website. She calls it risky and nutritionally inappropriate.
If they are not meeting that calorie requirement, then that's when we can start to see things like malnutrition and weight loss.
The Calgary Humane Society has also taken exception to the agency's process and launched an investigation.
Anyone feeding their dog this diet or counseling their adopters or foster homes to feed this diet would be committing an Animal Protection Act offense and could find themselves in some legal trouble.
Despite multiple requests, Morrison would not agree to be interviewed by CTV News. In an email, she claimed her diet structure is natural, minimally processed, and informed by prominent people in the dog and pet nutrition world. Morrison added people are entitled to have different opinions about canine nutrition, but that she stands behind the quality of food she provides the dogs in her care. CB Rescue ultimately denied Prithapal's application for Darla.
Dogs don't subscribe to political parties or Facebook groups, or, they don't have ideology, right? All they believe in is us. We just owe them so much more than this.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
The Stollery Children's Hospital is holding its biggest fundraiser of the year. We were invited to see the grand prize in the Mighty Millions lottery today. This $2.5 million show home in southwest Edmonton will be open to the public starting tomorrow. It comes fully furnished, landscaped, decorated, and includes a special storage area.
There's a hidden room for your Christmas tree, so you don't have to take it down every season. You can just wheel it in, flick a switch on, and your tree is up, and when you're all done, you just wheel it away. So it's really nice and tidy and great for the people that love to celebrate and great for people that just are looking for a little extra storage space.
Proceeds from the lottery go to purchase equipment for the current Stollery and also go towards building the new standalone Stollery Hospital. Coming up next, with the TELUS World of Science closed for the foreseeable future, one employee is making sure kids don't miss out on the fun. And also just ahead, a wildlife rehabilitation center giving its clients the space they need to really spread their wings.
I look at this thing almost every day I come out here. I'm just blown away by the sheer size.
Good evening, folks. 18 degrees for a daytime high today, and we will stay sub 20 again tomorrow. There is a little more sunshine, though, and some warmer air on the way for the weekend. Talk about that in a couple minutes.
A wildlife rehabilitation center that takes patients from all over the province is reaching new heights. After 5 years, it's opening a new area for raptors to recover with the space to strengthen their flight muscles before being released. CTV's Kevin Fleming reports.
What started as a dream is now a reality for Todd Kelly and the rest of the people working at the Medicine River Wildlife Center. Construction is finished on the building that boasts more than 5,500 cubic meters of flight space.
I look at this thing almost every day I come out here. I'm just blown away by the sheer size and what we accomplished, and the fact that, we did it so cost effectively with the amount of volunteers that help.
It's the perfect space for these bald eagles who aren't interested in flying right now, but have the space to do it. And there are 15 owls in this enclosure, but you'd never know it because it's so big. Kelly says the $250,000 project took time because he needed the funding in place.
Actual construction phase took about 5 years. One of the main reasons it takes a little bit longer than some of them is we never build anything on credit. So if we don't have the cash in the bank, we don't buy it. We don't build. So we did it in stages.
Kelly says one of the keys to the project was the help from the Bowden Institution and its inmate work program, where low-risk offenders learn a trade before their parole.
There's other projects they work on in central Alberta, but they all say that this is their favorite one to be on. They all want to be here because they get to make what they get to see something that they've built go to use to help something for the better.
Carol Kelly is the executive director and Todd's mom, who opened the facility 42 years ago. Now her focus is on rebuilding the visitor center that had to come down.
Well, we had a building that we built in the very beginning, and we built it out of home grade materials and donated stuff, and we had no idea how big we were going to get, and the building just fell apart. It was no good anymore.
Kelly needs to secure $750,000 to complete this project, but hopes to see it finished in 2027. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, near Innisfail.
The clouds parted this morning in time for Edmontonians to catch a glimpse of a partial solar eclipse. Covered in protective glasses, all eyes were on the sky at Coronation Park at 10:38, when the moon covered about 14% of the sun. Partial eclipses occur about once every 5 years. Frank Florian with the TELUS World of Science says witnessing one is a rare occurrence and can be challenging depending on the weather. Edmonton will experience its next total solar eclipse in 2044. Well before that, a total lunar eclipse will take place in a little more than 2 weeks on August 27th. And with the TELUS World of Science closed until further notice, one of the center's presenters is doing something he hasn't done since the pandemic.
My name is Matthew, and this is my assistant Gabby, who lives in my house.
I'm his daughter, by the way.
Science at Home is a social media series hosted by Matthew Green and his daughter Gabby. Together they record science activities families can do using household items in their own homes. Green says they'll share a new experiment every 2 weeks.
I've got one coming up that's going to be put online next week that is candy science. So doing science using gummy bears. I don't want to spoil it for you. Just keep an eye on our Instagram and you'll see it. But that one's about the science of osmosis. So how particles move through barriers.
The TELUS World of Science closed last month because of recent flooding caused by heavy rain and thunderstorms. It expects to be closed until November. With exactly 1 month until blastoff, local astronaut Josh Kutrick is discussing the importance of Canada's participation in space missions.
We are there at the forefront of space exploration. Space is about all of this stuff. It's about the discoveries we make, and it's about inventing new technologies and solving problems. But at the most basic level, I think it's about opportunity that exists in space. Space is the next new ocean, and we want to be part of that effort. We want to be part of the team.
Kutrick will be part of NASA's SpaceX Crew 13 mission next month. He's heading to the International Space Station, becoming the first from our country to do so on a commercial spaceflight. The Fort Saskatchewan native is one of 4 astronauts who will take part in a 6-month mission on the ISS doing research and maintenance. Coming up after the break, an unusual union that's helping clients get their cars and their hair looking their best.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Didn't get to 20 yesterday. Didn't get to 20 for a high today. Won't get to 20 tomorrow. Maybe Friday, but through the weekend should start to see some milder temperatures. 18 degrees in Edmonton for the high today, 5 degrees cooler than average. Again, you had some off and on scattered showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms, and that'll be the case tomorrow, especially through the afternoon hours. In the morning, I think the steadier rain is going to be off to the south and southwest of the Edmonton area, and then you have some heavy rain falling across southern parts of the province. If you were with us yesterday, we said there's a chance that this system drives a little further north. It looks like it's going to stay well to the south now, and then that heavy rain, after being in southern Alberta by Thursday night, that moves into east central Alberta. So this is all going to be occasional scattered showers, maybe even a few isolated embedded thunderstorms. Friday, in the morning, there's still a chance of some showers, although you can see the best bet is going to be east of the Edmonton area. And by the afternoon Friday, should start to see a little bit of sunshine. There's a weak little upper ridge that builds in through the weekend, and that'll push temperatures back close to average through the weekend and into next week. 8 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Same in Grey Prairie. Should be in the 9 or 10 degree range in Red Deer and Edmonton. So a cool start to the day. Mid to high teens across most of the north. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. A little warmer and high level. 21, maybe 22 for a daytime high. That'll be a lot warmer than southern Alberta, where you've got the heavy rain in place. Just 12 in Lethbridge. Red Deer gets to about 16 tomorrow, and here in the city will be about 17 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Wind doesn't look all that strong, and then a chance of a few scattered showers. Friday morning could see a few showers, then clearing in the afternoon, 19, maybe 20. And somewhere in the low 20s for Saturday, Sunday, with mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Sunday night, you might see a shower or thunderstorm, but the daytime hours this weekend look dry. And most of next week looks dry as well, with not bad temperatures, low to mid 20s for daytime highs. That is your forecast.
The Stollery Beach was a bit chillier than usual today as Stollery kids, local meteorologists, and Dairy Queen owners enjoyed blizzards on the beach ahead of Miracle Treat Day. One owner is hoping to raise more than last year.
We're shooting for $750,000. Last year we did $620,000, but we've done more in the past.
Net proceeds from every blizzard sold at participating Dairy Queen locations tomorrow will go towards the Stollery Children's Hospital. Stollery kids, along with our own Josh Clausen, took part in the preview, also enjoying some unseasonably wintry arts and crafts activities, with blizzards on the side, of course. An unusual business partnership is helping clients and their cars look their best. Customers can get a fresh haircut while their vehicle is detailed at the drive-in barber shop. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more.
As Alec Casapo's barbershop business really started to grow, he saw a way to provide an extra service to his clients while giving his bottom line a boost.
Sometimes we would have 10 clients sitting in the chair and 10 clients waiting for a haircut. The car's already parked outside. All they have to do is say yes to the service and we double our revenue. That was kind of the idea.
That service was to provide car detailing at his shop so clients could save time. An idea that came to life 3 years ago when he took over an old car rental place on Gateway Boulevard, but it took a while to catch on.
People didn't really get both at the same time.
Casapo says it was a struggle until his longtime client, Henry Grover, who just happened to run a car detailing business, partnered with him. His existing business and clientele helped things start to take off.
A lot of people have hair and a lot of people have cars. I thought it was a great idea, and I'm truly grateful to be here with Alec.
Where else can you get it? Like, it's not available anywhere else. They can't really compare it to anything.
EJ Balin hasn't had his car washed while sitting in the barber chair yet.
It's not like any other barbershop I've been to. Like, the atmosphere is different, and just like the business idea. Like, I think it's just pretty innovative. You know, getting a haircut, getting your car washed at the same time. I think it's pretty sick.
And a way two businesses can now build off each other.
Yeah, we both complement each other really well. So if they're slow, we might be able to give them more customers. If we're slow, vice versa.
Drive-In Barber does have a second location in West Edmonton, but it doesn't offer the car detailing service. Casapo says if locations like this one come up in the future, he hopes to expand. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
That's our show for this evening. For the latest news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Thank you for spending your time here. Have a good night.